so hard to get to this point, so we're just going to have to see if he's going to change up. I hope he does. I hope we come out with something completely different here.
Yeah.
But what haven't we seen so far? We've seen Royal Giant, we've seen Graveyard, we've seen that Sparky deck as well. There's not much else. Ram Rider.
I want to see an Expo, mate.
An Expo? Well, that's it. We have not seen Expo for a long time. I think Expo...
That's not this tournament. That's just in general.
Yeah, just in general. I mean, since, I guess, Royal Giant's so strong, it takes down the Expo so well. And there's just so many cards, especially Golem, all your tanks, your Giants, everything. Expo just has a hard time dealing with anything.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The Barbarian's going to come down, as well as a Musketeer on both sides here. Curious to see what these decks do turn into. Obviously the Snowball and the Skeletons, we've seen this kind of minor cycle deck to an extent coming on. We saw that in the last game as well, and there was a balloon in here. Fernando going to be running it this time. We'll see if he's also going with that balloon.
I think they're both running very similar decks, maybe even potentially balloon on both sides, but GXTOR coming out with the Furnace. We don't normally see a Furnace in the balloon deck because it's got a heavier cycle. You need a heavier cycle for that balloon, so I'm not too sure how this is actually going to play out. He's got a lot of air defense for this balloon, so I do not think it's going to get any damage on the tower.
Does manage to get blocked. The explosion does hit the tower, so a tiny little chip, but not quite as much as he was wanting there. Skeleton's going to be there just to distract the Mega Minion. Furnace continuing to push on the left, though. That chip damage will build up over time. That's going to be a nice call, just to distract that Musketeer away from the tower. His own Musketeer will finish the job. And now that's going to push down, but once again, the Furnace continues to chip away.
I just wonder what GXTOR's win condition is. I mean, if he's going to come out with the balloon. Yeah, he has come out with the balloon. There we go. Yeah. So balloon coming forward with Barbarians. It's going to be really hard for Fernando to stop this, but if he does have that snowball cycle, he might be able to stop this.
Get it. I think that's going to get a shot in regardless. Balloon comes on in. There's a snowball as well to slow down the attacks. That's going to be 2 hits on the balloon, the explosion as well, and that is a huge push for GXTOR.
Gator is just playing so solid throughout this tournament. He hasn't lost a set so far, so he's 3-0 right now, and he could be going 4-0 right now.
Yeah, well, the counter balloon comes on through, but the Furnace is there, the Mega Minion is there, and already this feels like not as strong of a push coming on through. The Furnace will deny it. A snowball there to slow it and push it into range of the Musketeer. Now 2 Musketeers on that right-hand lane, as well as a Mega Minion pushing down the left. 1,000 health remaining on his top left tower. It's important to note that the Miner was chipping away that whole time. Balloon comes down along with a Miner, but that's going to be so much damage from the Musketeers, and it finishes off the tower. Beautifully done by GXTOR. There's a snowball as well. There's no way this balloon's getting damage. Oh, I say that.
No, it's getting over to the tower. It's got those skeletons to tank it, but does not get that lash on the tower. There's no big spells to be able to take this down. So I do not see Fernando to be able to take this down. Yeah, really well played. The Barbarians blocking out that Miner. No real damage done to the tower. Really well. Gator played GXTOR there.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, his tower HP wasn't that far off. It was 230 HP, but I mean, Fernando just could not deal with that Furnace. I think that Furnace made the difference, actually, because the Furnace got a lot of chip damage done on the balloon, and just everything that was pushed behind the balloon, it just stopped it. And it obviously lures it away to the middle as well. Gator still got that snowball as well, so the snowball is just does such a good job of pushing the balloon back. As long as you don't misplace it, the amount of times I've thrown a balloon and thrown a snowball and pushed the balloon into my tower and just lost the game instantly. It's happened a couple times now. So,
but beautifully done by GXTOR, managing to maintain control of that situation, and it felt like every time the balloon came down from Fernando, it's so frustrating when you're in Fernando's position there in a game. You drop your balloon and it's pulled this way, it's pulled that way. The snowball knocks it backwards, slows its attack, slows its movement. It's so difficult to get towards that tower. We're jumping into game number 2 though. We'll see if Fernando is going to be able to redeem himself there. Fernando's still going to be on that blue side as he starts off with a snowball, just a cycle.
Yeah, but I think Gator, I like how he plays, though. He plays quite slow. He doesn't overcommit. I think Fernando overcommitted on his balloon push on that left-hand side, and that's maybe why he didn't get the connection in, whereas Gator waited till his opponent spent too much elixir and then went for that big balloon push in the opposite lane.
Fernando going for it, though, does actually get a connection with both the Bandit and the Battle Ram. That is huge damage coming on in very early on into the game, and it's going to be answered by a P.E.K.K.A. on the left.
Yeah, I think that P.E.K.K.A. in the back, again, it's the same as dropping a Golem, so you drop that P.E.K.K.A. in the back, you have to kind of counter push on the other side, and there's not much way to deal with it, because I mean, again, 7 elixir down, 3 elixir to deal with a massive push like a bridge spam push, and it's not that easy to deal with.
So good damage onto the P.E.K.K.A. obviously the Ice Golem, the classic way of pulling a P.E.K.K.A well away from its target. That's going to mean that the Princess Tower can just whittle that down, and he should be able to just distract it with something in the middle. It's going to be a Prince this time to stop that movement, and that'll finish off the P.E.K.K.A. So very nicely done there from Fernando to keep the situation under control, and he's actually got a significant health lead at this stage.
Yep, I think that Gixter's definitely got the kind of counter deck again. He's got the Ram Rider that can slow down all the battle rams, everything, just with its throw. It's got the P.E.K.K.A in it as well, which can deal with these big bridge spam pushes as well. So I just feel like maybe Gixter has got the slight advantage here, but I guess if you're playing your P.E.K.K.A too early, like here right now, we can just get lured over with not too much value from it.
But I think the P.E.K.K.A as well there dropped partly as just a counter to that bandit. Didn't want another bandit charge to hit onto that tower, so using the P.E.K.K.A just to deny that and to just finish that unit off, but unfortunately can't do anything much with it. In the meantime, though, his bandit does get a huge amount of work done. 1,000 HP remaining on Fernando's left tower.
Yep, a good connection on the left-hand side there, dropping it down, so it's kind of evening the odds out at the moment. Gixter still slightly ahead with his tower damage, but he could get this battle ram through. The battle ram slows Bandit's not really doing much damage at all. I don't know if the Ram Rider's actually going to get a connection here. It does not actually get any damage whatsoever in the end there, but was forced to spend 5 elixir versus 5. I guess that's an even trade as well, so that's not too bad a trade whatsoever for Fernando.
Yeah, absolutely not. Here we go. Knight in the left lane. It's going to be answered by a P.E.K.K.A. And
not too sure about this.
Ice Golem is actually on cycle right now, so we'll see how it's going to pan out for him. There it is. It's back up again.
I think he needed to lure it across to the other side there, maybe. I don't know, maybe it was just a mini tank for his Musketeer side. Lightning does go down, so potentially Gator is going to get a bit of damage, but Balloon doesn't really get anything done.
Gets away
left
with it
hand side.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the Ice Golem as well. I thought he might get punished a little bit harder for that, but the nice Lightning did defend him, or did attack particularly well. Here we go. Minions going across. Knight in the left lane, and 3 minutes of overtime. Once again, this is not highest HP tower. This is just going to be, if it's a tie, we have to have a rematch of this one. GXTORSHOT 1-0 up right now, and he gets a
Ram Rider
huge
connection. That was a massive connection there from Gator. Really well played there. I did not expect that to get in there. The amount that was coming towards that Ram Rider, the Prince, just everything. And it still just walked away through it.
You heard me. I was talking over it because I was like, yeah, that